Nobody indeed. What is good? Welcome into Driving the Line. My name is Alan Bell. We got a fantastic show lined up for you today. Gonna have a ton of fun. But first off, let me just say this before we get into anything. All right, we got to bring our man Brad in here because look, the weather in Nashville got bad, and I'm sure it's all over the country. What isn't bad is my man's new haircut. Now look at our boy. Looking good, Brad. What's up?
Doing well, doing great. Honestly, today is another UCL day. Got a fresh chop. Got the weekend looking forward to us with MLS. You got Europa League, Europa Conference League tomorrow. What a great time to be a footy better.
What a great time indeed, man. You know what? Hey, haircut, hoodie looking good. My man is sharp, ready to go. All right. Before we look forward, as always, we got to look back how we did yesterday here. And, I mean, it is what it is. Good play by Greg there, man. California wager on St. Mary's. That was a nice walk-off. We had a walk-off with North Carolina as well. Florida baseball got whooped. That was brutal. Ole Miss, that game gets rained out, so we lose it in 2 parlays there, but is what it is, man. On our list yesterday, we did pretty strong, man. Like we had Auburn let us down. That was brutal, but LeBron James, he hits our threes, and I'll say this. We were talking last night in the crew exclusive, okay? So LeBron was 1 bucket away from his 50,000th point, which sounds nuts, right? And we were talking about it like, all right, what's it going to be? Like if you were going for, something that no one in NBA history's ever done, right? And you're LeBron, all right? Like everyone on the team knows, everyone on the other team knows, like it's one of those things, you know what I mean? So it's like, okay, as soon as the Lakers get the ball, like LeBron's getting the ball. Like we're going to get this thing out of the way, right? So anyways, long story short, man, I thought it would be a dunk. You know what I mean? Like it just makes the most sense. It ended up being a 3-pointer. I thought the 3-pointer would be like the last thing. You know what I mean? Like I figured that he would just take it to the rack. Defense would, I'm not saying give it to you, but kind of just get out of the way. Like, all right, let's just get this thing over with for everybody. No, it ends up in a 3, man. It was, it was pretty good. So shout out to LeBron. Nobody's ever done that before. Ton of points. All right. What nobody's ever replicated here. That was a terrible transition, but I'm going to get right to the picks. Brad, let's do it. All right, here we go. Bradley, my man. I'm going to get out of your way. You just let it rip. What you got, bro?
We're headed to that afternoon match in the Champions League. What a thriller between these two. These two have actually played before in the Champions League knockout stage. 4-5 that finished 9 goals. So today we're taking that over 3.25. And before we dive in, understanding that over 3.25 essentially is just an Asian total telling us half of our bet is going to be on over 3 and half of our bet is on over 3.5. So that is that bet in its explanation. But Benfica, they come in scoring in 43 of their last 41 at home. That is 98%. 98% of their home matches they're scoring. And when they're in Europe, they're conceding like crazy. 21 of the last 26, that's 81%. So those figures are great. What you want to see if you're trying to back goals, they're at home. They have a better chance to score. They're hitting their over 2.5 incredibly frequently, as well as at over 3.5. But it's more about Barcelona on that away end. Barcelona have come in scoring in 53 of 55 competitive matches. That's pretty insane. And they've conceded now in 19 of the last 25 away. So you've got Benfica scoring at home, hitting their totals. You've got Barcelona scoring and scoring away and conceding away, which is what you need. Both teams' scores now hitting 12 of 14 European matches for Barca. And with Barcelona specifically, when they hit both teams to score, the over 2.5 is now hit in 70 of 75. That is 93%. So if you're looking for the both teams to score, which we are, it's telling us that there's a good chance for that over 2.5 to come because of Barcelona. And then also take that a step further. When Barcelona hits 2.5 goals, they hit over 3.5 in 85% of their matches. So not only do they hit that 2.5, both teams have scored, they hit that 2.5, they also hit that 3.5. Then you look at this matchup when they played in their last match, 4 goals actually came in both halves. Both teams to score and over 2.5 goals came in the first half and the second half. 4 goals in each half. We just need 4 goals in this game to cash this bet in full. So we're going to take that over 3.25 between Benfica and Barcelona in this afternoon's Champions League at minus 130.
Does anybody have any other questions? Like, anybody else have any other questions in regards to Benfica and Barcelona? That was well done. That was well done, buddy. All right, I'm going to go. Look, I'm going bounce back Wednesday on some of these teams. All right, Florida baseball. They've gotten their ass whooped 2 games in a row by 2 teams in the state of Florida. Played a third one today in Florida Atlantic. I'm going to bank on them. I'm taking it that the Gators are going to bounce back in baseball today. And I'm going to pair that with NC State money line. Now, we've talked about college baseball that it's essentially 6 seasons in one. All right. The first season is always so brutal. It's just hold on for dear life because it's so inconsistent. March 14th, conference play begins. All right. So we're not going to have to parlay a bunch of teams anymore. We're not going to have to run this just absolute banana land out here. Right. We're almost done. However, I think some of these teams are going to finish strong. So we're going to take Florida money line, pair that with NC State money line today at minus 110. Then we're going to take, dude, the wind is crazy out here. I can hear it whipping against the window. That's nuts. I'm going to take Georgia money line and Alabama money line. Now, let me just say this. The wind in college baseball across the country is going to be crazy. Midwest, the Ohio area, whatever you want to call that, the Southeast, there's going to be wind all over the board. Vanderbilt literally canceled their game yesterday because it was going to get nuts. So what I'm saying all that to say this afternoon at 3 p.m., when we get totals for these games, we're going to go into a wind report because there are going to be some games that literally you're not going to be able to get the ball out of the infield. You're going to have wind gusts of 50 miles an hour coming in, but you're also going to have parks where you got 50 miles an hour blowing out, and it's going to be MASH City, and it's warm. Humidity is up in a lot of areas today. It's 50 degrees here in Nashville. Humidity makes it feel like it's 82. All right. That is great for baseballs hitting. Get it in that thin air. Couple that with 40 to 50 mile an hour wind gusts. Yeah. So 3 p.m. Eastern today, once we get totals, because, of course, they don't give us to them in the morning. But we're going to take Georgia money line, Alabama money line, pair those two together at minus 105. And then finally, basketball. All right. If you're going to give me Florida and Alabama, all right, 2 ranked teams that can score, but really do need to get a win, and you're going to give me a total of 178.5, I'm going to take the under. I'm going to take my shot. Now, it's risky for sure because these teams can score, especially Alabama at home. Well, hell, especially Florida. But 178.5, like, I'll take my shot. I will shoot the craps on that one. Now, those are our picks for today. But what we have to do, Brad, is yesterday, Matt says, AB, if you don't show up to the afternoon show dressed like a weatherman. Let me see if I can green screen. I'm going to go see if I can. All right. After the show, I'm going to go buy a green screen because we can have a ton of fun with that. And what's funny is Randall Mims actually had it set up to do all that at his house a while ago. But yeah, Kirk says Northern Indiana, same, very windy today. Dude, it's very rare. Like Nashville gets wind. It's not new, Brad. I mean, you know, but like it is whipping outside. Like I could literally hear like the window going nuts, right? So, anyways, yeah, we're definitely gonna do that. Yeah, so. I'll give you a perfect example. Last night, Tennessee baseball, Radford baseball, it was like 9-8 in the 6th inning. It ended up 22-8. Tennessee just went insane hitting bombs, right? So, yeah. So what I was saying was in the afternoon show yesterday, we had a fun game where I put $100 on the line on Miami baseball in Auburn basketball, parlayed to win. Miami baseball won 7-3. Auburn basketball did not. So we have four $25 winners. All right. So here are our winners. Fantasy Life. Okay. You're a winner number one. Kyle Sterenberg. You're a winner number two. Mark Gillott. You're a winner number three. And Sean Evans. You're a winner number four. So Fantasy Life, Kyle Sterenberg, Mark Gillott, and Sean Evans. You four have won. If you could do me a favor, all right, drop your Venmo, Cash App, whatever in the chat, or email me. Email's absolutely easier. Alan, what the hell's my Alan? I'll AlanGmail20@gmail.com. I'll put it in the chat. But you four winners, you guys have won. So hit me with your payment options. And I'll get you guys all paid up. So, okay. There we go on that one. All right. So, Brad, all right, again, we're gonna have imaging video transitions for this very soon, but it's Wednesday, okay? And you're talking to me. Novice soccer better. All right. What are we looking at for today, Thursday, Friday, setting up the weekend? Like, what should I know as someone who wants to bet soccer but might not necessarily know? I don't have a board with Saudi Arabia behind me written on it. So break it down, man. What do we need to know soccer betting? Just for today, moving forward. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll highlight today and tomorrow specifically, but today we have UCL, which is Champions League. It is the top of the top. We are in leg one of a round 16 knockout stage, which means you're going to have 8 matches, and the winner over the 2-leg tie is going to advance. And this is different than seasons past because there's no away goal winner, which means all it needs to do is tie on aggregate. Either way, you can score as many goals at home, as many goals away. As long as those two are tied, you are tied in that second leg. There is no overtime in leg one. Doesn't matter if you tie or you win. You're going to have a leg two no matter what. So every single match today sets up that way, which means you could possibly get some complacency. Last season's round of 16, 7 of 8 went under 2.5. But if you saw yesterday, 3 of 4 went over 2.5. I feel like we just have a lot different matchups this season, but always there can still be some complacency. I know Kai Sai had a question in the chat specifically to today in this afternoon matchup between Feyenoord and Inter Milan. It's a tough match because Feyenoord come in missing a plethora of their players. So many of their important guys are not going to be in this lineup. They have a new coach, Robin van Persie, absolute legend, former player of my team, and he is a former Premier League champ. Top dog. He is a phenomenal player who has now taken over Feyenoord, who's going to be at home. Maybe there's a different game plan than they typically have before. They like to play nice and open, have a good set of attackers, but this matchup specifically, they're missing a lot of those players. I don't even know what we could expect. Inter should win, but do they need to? No. So I don't really know. This could be a very, very testy, tight match this afternoon, but if Inter score first, it could make Feyenoord push. So that's the way there would be goals. Otherwise, it's going to be nice and slow. You got a matchup today, another one between Liverpool and PSG. I mean, who isn't? If you're a fan of football, who is not going to be looking at this match? It should be a high flyer. However, Liverpool away from home in this leg one, I believe will set up a little bit more defensively than they typically would, invite the pressure from PSG and try to hit them on the counter. How successful they will be, that remains to be seen. I feel like they have the edge, but we don't necessarily know what product is going to be here today. It's PSG who are, I think, unbeaten in 22 straight matches. Liverpool have only lost 3 matches in the entire season, and 2 of those, one of them was in where they rotated a lineup in the last leg of the Champions League, so that didn't matter. And then they also lost a cup match, so that didn't matter. And then one really early on. Other than that, Liverpool is unbeaten. in the entire season. So you have two matches here this afternoon that I'm speaking to, but this one is just going to be a tough one. I would wait to see what the type of product on the field is before I put any money on this. And then you also have Europa League. It's going to be the exact same style as this today. Leg ones all over the place, which means you're going to have different type of lineups, different tactics. There's a lot of money that are going to be on these, pushing it to a very, very smart line by the books. So there's not necessarily a lot of value. So that's what you're going to have the next 2 days, other than Saudi Arabia, 3 matches tomorrow, which we've been highlighting nonstop. Saudi Arabia is a late goal haven. It's insane what's going on. A lot of the goals, you won't even see a first half goal sometimes. You'll get to the 70th minute and then all of a sudden, bang, 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 bang. Or you'll get to the 90 plus and then you'll see the first goal. Sometimes you'll see the both teams to score happen. So what is happening in Saudi? 41 of the last 59 matches, that is 6.5 match weeks in the entire league, has had a goal past minute 70. 7 of every 10 matches. That is just something insane that you need to be paying attention to. And then Friday, league matches are back. We're sprinkling in a lot of those new leagues, third, fourth, second, third, fourth, fifth match week of the new one. Or if you're coming back from a break, you're still only a couple matches in as well. So sometimes you'll have some variance between those, but then the weekend returns. We'll get some normalcy outside of these guys who are playing midweek. When you have these teams playing midweek, they're going to turn around, play that leg 2 next week. You could see some rotated lineups. You could see differentiation in tactics, players who are going to be taking it slow. So maybe avoid these midweek Champions League and Europa League teams on the weekend. That would be my advice. And then we'll look maybe to some MLS betting as we start to round into form. The goals started to tick up just a little bit. I saw some teams a little bit more solidified with the way that they play. So it could be something I look to attack. But that's what we're seeing for the rest of this week, is some sharp action the next few days, and then a little bit more predictability toward the weekend. And that's when we'll probably look to maybe increase a few more bets this weekend. But that's the world of football. There's a lot going on every single day. Every day has a different set of rules and tactics. You just need to be paying attention. It's tough. So I'll be back here again on Friday to help get us ready for the weekend.
All right, 3 things. Number 1, you crushed it again, as always. Number 2, I don't know which is sharper, your take or that fade right on the side. All right, it's money, boy. It's money. I don't know where you go to get your haircut in Nashville, but we got to plug them at some point. They did a hell of a job. Number 3, I can always tell. Okay, little inside baseball here. Like when you're producing a show and hosting a show, like you kind of get a feel of your boys or girls, like whoever you have on the show, right? So you know when to pop in, when not to pop in, like getting kind of close towards the end of, someone's take, right? Because you don't want to pop it in the middle for no reason and just screw you up. You know what I mean? Like, and mess up like the awesome take that you go on. The best part is you and Nick Saban have the same like poker tick at the end, because you crush it every time you talk and you get a little bit of a smirk towards the end, knowing that you just nailed exactly what you wanted to say, because it's not easy. And I say that kidding. Like, it sounds like it's like the most conceited thing ever. I'm saying it joking, but it cracks me up, because you and Nick Saban absolutely have that, and it makes me laugh because it's so good. It's so freaking good. So well done on that one for sure. Now in the chat, okay, we had some questions here. All right, before we get to our list, number 1, and let me see if I can find it. Yeah, okay. Michael said, please make AB pronounce the teams. That would just shut down YouTube. They're like, we got a guy trying to read. He can't do it. We're going to have to shut this show down. When is Hamburger playing again? Because that's our squad. Like, we're a Hamburger family. Okay. When do we know when Hamburger plays again?
Yeah, they'll be playing again this weekend. So Germany's second division, which features Hamburger, they'll be back either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Don't know which day on the schedule, but Hamburger will be back, and they are a goal haven.
We love Hamburger. Huge Hamburger. Now, Tennessee baseball is playing Xavier today. Our man Aaron Bailey. Xavier's playing at Tennessee today. A young man I coached, a freshman pitcher for Xavier. Jack Noby. I hope I pronounced that. See, I can't even pronounce the easy ones. He might come out of the bullpen. Dude, that's awesome. All right, we'll be looking for that for sure, man. And best of luck to Jack for sure. That's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. I love to see that, man. Hope that he does well. That's going to be a good game. Xavier's not a bad baseball team, man, for sure. Look at this, dude. Look at this. Kyle Stamberger, $150 super chat. Best of the business. My God, bro. Like, you're unbelievable. Thank you. Absolutely. I mean, my God. Like, Kyle, that is bless you. Like you're an amazing human being, Kyle. Hey, you are the man. You're the damn man. Yeah, that's awesome. That's it. That is awesome. I know. Kyle, you are the man. All right. In honor of Kyle today, we got our list. But while I bring up the list and I'm going to put it on the screen, Brad, I'm going to ask you a question, okay? And I like top fives, but I like sometimes we're going to do it in a list of bets, but I also like doing it of just things that we have in life. Yesterday, we talked gas station etiquette, okay? Get in line. You got 60 seconds on the shot clock. If you can't conduct your transaction, all right, pay for it, and get out of the way while a line is forming, you got to go to the car, get yourself together, and come back. Now, here's the top five. As I pull the list up, and we'll discuss, everything will happen. Anybody that's brand new coming into the show for today, you see our picks there at the bottom. We'll hit those again. Don't worry, but we want to make sure that you have them so that you're not sitting around like, whoa, when are we going to get the pick? And not saying I wasn't denigrating you on that. I'd be the same way if the show just never got to it. So I want to make sure that you have access to those. So I'll pull the list up. All right. And what this is things that we'll discuss before our 3 p.m. Eastern show today. But before we get to it, and Brad, I'll go first because you had no idea this question was coming. Okay. What are the top 5 items? Like when you're on the road, you're stopping at a gas station. Okay. Top 5 items that you get pretty much every single time. Okay. And I'll go first because, again, I'm throwing that at you. All right. Number 1, Gatorade or Powerade. Always going to happen. Always going to happen. Now, number 2, okay, I also like to get like a soda, right? Like if I'm going to eat something, like my go-to is Sprite. I'm a Sprite dude. Like I will hit a Mountain Dew Code Red. I love Mountain Dew Code Reds. All right. But it's going to be number 1, a Gatorade or Powerade. Number 2, a Sprite, right? Number 3, I'm going to be honest, bro. I love hot dogs. Absolutely love hot dogs. If you have, those rolling things at the gas station, if it looks halfway fresh, I'm smashing a hot dog, onions and mustard. Okay. That's number 3. Number 4. All right. You got like the sweet salt thing going on. Number 4. All right. Goldfish. All right. Bag of goldfish. I don't have to get the full one, like just the little bag of goldfish. And then number 5. All right. You've got your candy aisle and it's got like the top name brand stuff, right? Snickers, Reese's. Those are great. Keep going down that line. All right. And you got, all right, the brands that didn't quite make it, right? Like those 2 for $1 in the in the little orange bag, Uncle Ricky's or something. Blue gummy sharks. Absolutely love them. Those are my 5. All right. Go ahead. What do you got?
All right. So I got to get a water no matter what. But in addition to a water, because it's a long trip, I need some. I'm usually a thirsty guy, but I'm going for a soda. Like I'll go for a soda over a Gatorade typically. And when I go for a soda, I'll fluctuate because sometimes I want a dark, sometimes I want a light. If I want a dark, I could go between a Coca-Cola or just your regular Dr. Pepper. And then on occasion, a root beer, but we'll go just straight Coca-Cola.
All right, hold on real quick. Root beer, because this is important. Root beer, are you a Barks or A&W?
A&W.
Ooh, creamy. Okay. Barks has the bite. You like the cream. Okay, keep going.
Have you ever been to an A&W and get the fountain root beer?
No, I bet it's great.
Ooh, there was one in Cool Springs when I was growing up, the only one around. So, yeah, root beer can be good. But if I'm going for snacks, I'm going sour cream and onion Lay's. I think it's the goat. And then I'll go back. Maybe sometimes I'll do a combos. If you're familiar,
Yeah, you go
the
pizza.
pizza one is
Do you go
insanely
pretzel
good.
or regular?
Excuse me.
Do you go with the pretzel like covering or the regular?
I'll go for the pretzel covering
Okay.
sometimes. I think that's my favorite. If I'm going for a candy bar, this one's maybe not as purchased, but a Nutrageous. So in that Reese's family, fantastic, totally underrated. If I'm going for like a sweet something, I'm going for like a Trolley Bright Crawler of the octopus. Those are my favorite ones. Is that four? We'll go the two snacks. You got water, drink, trolley. Oh yeah, if I'm looking for something quick and filling, and I just like grab and snack a snack, I like a Snicker bar, to be quite honest. I think it can be kind of filling, gives me all that I want, but I'm staying away from the spinning hot dogs, from the ones with cheese in it, the taquitos, none of it.
Taquitos. Every gas station always has like some sort of like uh beef tornado or something.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's funny. And I saw somebody in the chat. They said if you stop at Bucky's, it's completely different. It is. Bucky's is on a nut. Like,
Yeah.
dude, you could get at Bucky's, like you could get homemade beef jerky and a mortgage. Like you're good to go. Like you could get everything that you wanted. I love Bucky's. All right. Drop yours in the chat for sure. Robert, my man, I saw you right there. 5 gifted memberships. You are the freaking man. Thank you. And again, thank you, man. Our man Kyle came through big $150 super chat. You are the best. Drop yours in the chat. All right, here's our list. Okay. Yeah, Tony's correct. You're at Bucky's for an hour. You really are, which is smart by them. And they're fast getting you in and out too. Also, it's hilarious getting hey, let me get $40 on pump 361. All right, our list for today. All right. So Maryland plus 2.5 against Michigan. This is a big basketball game. All right. Maryland, I mean, anybody can win this game. Maryland can put up 80 on anybody at any moment, anytime, anywhere. Dude, you could be running, hoop it up 3-on-3, Gus Mackey out here. Like Maryland could do it. I think that them plus 2.5 could be a live play. Notre Dame plus 1. This one's fascinating. If anybody's big on Notre Dame, let me know. But I think this could be a solid one right here, man. It's going to be a real solid one. Matt, yeah. Terps are not going to lose to Michigan. I book it. There we go. With you, Kirk, same deal. I like Maryland money. I'm telling you, Maryland could be a good play here. Props-wise, dude, Joe, you knew it. Joe, I'm glad somebody, Gus Macker, if anybody played any of these, like coming up, junior high, high school, these basketball, like these 3-on-3 tournaments, summer-wise, Gus Macker, hoop it up, dude. Oh, man, that's awesome. I'm glad that you do that. All right, props. Donovan Mitch. Okay, hold on 1 second. I got to stop on this one because, look, Stripes is my boy. It's known, Brad. Stripes is my boy. He just went up huge notch. The 0 bar is so underrated in the game, bro. It's white. All right. Nougat. If anybody has never had a 0 bar, get it. You probably don't even know. It's in a white and gray label. Okay. The bar is white. Like when you open it, it looks like a Snickers. It's white with nougat on the inside. 0 bars, money, Stripes. Well done. I'm sorry, I had to stop on that one. Well freaking done, for sure. Robert gifted another 5 DTL memberships. Welcome to the crew, Robert. My goodness, you are the man. All right, props. Donovan Mitchell tonight, over 3.5 threes for the Cavaliers at plus 130. Now, the Cavs are big favorites. And anytime that you have a large favorite, the concern is, well, if they're up big, you might not get a lot of action in the fourth quarter. But oftentimes, to get up big, Your star players score a lot of points early. Sorry, gas station hot dog. Um, I like Donovan tonight. Dude's an assassin from out there. He can shoot. He can fire. Over 3.5 threes plus 130. We'll see. Nikola Jokic over 1.5 threes. Again, one of the staples of this show for a long time. I like it. Like, I mean, it's just so attainable. You know what I mean? And it's not juice tonight. So let me know what you think about this. And again, anybody that's brand new, what we do is we set up, like, we don't have to bet everything in the morning. We've got time, especially with the NBA. You know, you got to be careful getting a lot of bets in early because you could see a lot of changes. So, 3 p.m. Eastern, we'll be live again today with our afternoon show for our final lines. And we'll be live at 8 p.m. Eastern tonight for the overs week for me and TJ Parker there. So, all right, Jokic over 1.5 threes at minus 110. And then finally, our parlay pieces. And drop in the chat what you think about these. Tennessee basketball money line on the road against Ole Miss. I mean, I think Tennessee's only a 2.5-point favorite, and Tennessee's playing for a 1 seed. And Rick Barnes, he gets after it on the road. He likes to limit possessions. I think the total's at like 138.5. Under might not be a bad look, although I don't know. I think I'd rather just play Tennessee money line if I'm using it in a parlay. And then UConn money line tonight, minus 180, a little juicier, but again, these are parlay pieces. So that is our list of what we have. Now, Brad, we have a question for you, okay? How is Nashville SC going to be this year?
Brutal. What, probably bottom 5. I mean, pattern of play, non-existent. New coach hasn't really established a pattern of play. Like, the attack is not as good. Hani Mukhtar used to be that guy, but he needs to be fed. He's not a creator. He's not going to go beat 7 guys and then use his pace and hit it top shelf. It's just not going to happen. He's got to get that service, have an okay defense. I expect low scoring with Nashville SC, especially at the beginning of the season. Saw that against the Red Bulls, saw that in the opening weekend as well. I know there's a question of any leans early for the MLS. I actually haven't looked through the slate yet. It's this weekend, right? So I'm still on Champions League. I haven't even gotten to Europa League. We got Friday. I typically don't look at the slate until a day or so in advance. So I apologize to those questions in the chat for any early leans. But Nashville, stinky, to be quite honest. I would not be backing them financially at all until they show us something different, sadly. I hate to say that because I love them. But also, going back to the previous screen, you mentioned Maryland. I don't know how many. I assume a lot of people are familiar with that offensive defensive rating that they have. You need to be in there's only like 9 teams that fit the category to be able to win. Maybe 96% of those winners in the NCAA tournament come from that list. I know Maryland is actually in that list. I heard that and I was surprised because I'm not as familiar with college basketball, but sounds like they're pretty good this year. Them and Auburn and just some teams that I've never even heard. I mean, I've heard of Auburn, but some of the other teams I hadn't.
There we go. All right. Happy early birthday to our man, Big Cheesy. All right. Well done. Well done. Happy birthday, buddy. Big part of all of this. Yeah. I just said it like it's a kid. You know what I mean? Like Cheesy's like 8. Like, yeah, I did it. Happy birthday, buddy. For sure. Okay, let's hit our picks real quick. Even though they're at the bottom, I'll pull the ticker off. But for anybody that came in and did not see them, we'll jump in real quick. Brad, go ahead.
We're headed to this afternoon's UCL against Benfica and Barcelona. Great match. Some open football played by both teams. Both are hitting both teams to score that over 2.5. And typically when both teams hit both of those numbers, that over 3.5 comes in. They played in the knockout stage. It went 5-4. Each team had 4 goals. There was both teams to score at over 2.5 at both halves and over 3.5. So hopefully we can get that same type of production for Barcelona Benfica in today's Champions League.
Hopefully we can. I like it. All right. Florida baseball paired with NC State baseball, both of them money line minus 110. Georgia money line baseball paired with Alabama money line baseball minus 105. And then Florida Alabama basketball under 178.5. Now, Brad, we have one final thing to do before we get out of here and my voice goes completely. Okay. So I think that our list has helped. And I think that our stat of the day has helped. Our stat of the day has kind of been on fire. And I don't want to be that dude in the bullpen that's talking about, hey, pitcher hasn't given up a hit. Like, not saying that, but it's been nice, man. Texas first half money line against Mississippi State last night. They were plus 4.5. I think it was 37-32 in the first half. UCLA basketball the day before in regards to overs. Okay. So look at John said props on the shirt today. Hey, thanks, bud. Appreciate that. Just trying to look good, I guess. I don't wear a lot of collared shirts, so it felt nice. Thank you, man. So basketball wise, okay, we'll stick with it. Maryland basketball. They've hit the first half over in 7 of their last 11 road games. Okay. It's a team that gets started quickly. Here's the deal. Michigan first half basketball overs is almost identical. These two teams get after it in the first half. So take a look at your stats. If you want to look at Maryland, Michigan, in regards to first half, these are two teams that get after it. So pay attention there, man. Could be a lot of points, but yeah, Maryland basketball hit the first half over 7 of the last 11 road games. They are certainly not afraid to get after it anywhere, anytime we get down. All right, Brad, any final thoughts before we get out of here, buddy?
Honestly, I maybe stay away from sides when you bet European football. So the next couple days, maybe next week, you might have a little bit more when it's leg 2, some more predictability. You know the score lines, you know what teams have to achieve. In a leg 1 like this, just imagine it as you have 2 NFL games, and then you have 15 minutes and 15 minutes. And then after those 2 15 minutes, you got to do a whole nother game. So you don't necessarily have to push. It can just play the ball around, not score goals, and it's okay. So certain teams might just put on the brakes. You saw it yesterday with Club Brugge and Atalanta. It was 1-1, or sorry, Club Brugge and Aston Villa, excuse me. That was the previous match. But you saw it. They came out really hot, scored 2 goals in the first period, or like first, 12, 15 minutes, and then nothing until about minute 78. When they made a mistake. So you'll see teams sit back and wait for that other team to cough something up and to get some advantage instead of open up and allow that team to pressure you. So just remember that these matches are not settled in this first leg. Nothing is done. So getting close to the end, people think, oh, there's going to be a goal by Liverpool. Oh, there's going to be a goal, here. There might not be because they don't have to. And that's just a difference in the way that these matches are played. It's almost like it's not soccer. It's like soccer 2.0 because you're not playing the same type of scenario. So everything changes. It's just a tough week whenever you're betting European football, top clubs from all over the world. Not a lot of similarity in these matches. So just be careful. I know people are probably tired of hearing me say that, but European football, cup football, just be very careful. Maybe lower the units, lower the bets, look more toward the weekend.
Spoken like a smart man. Right there. There's nothing else that we can say that's going to be any better than that to end the show on. So, Brad, great take, great haircut, great fade on the side. That fade looking good, boy. I got to go, dude. I got to go get mine done, man. Like, my hair's growing back. Like, I had to shave. Yeah, look, dude, it's all over the place. It's wild. So, anyways, all right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be live today 2 more times, 3 p.m. Eastern. For our afternoon show with the crew driving the Nightline, and then 8 p.m. Eastern tonight, previewing college baseball week 4. And we're getting close. We're almost there. March 14th begins conference play. So getting close to the end of Banana Land season, and we're getting there. But there's a lot of stats and notes that we need to update for teams that you need to know about. So anyways, everybody, thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you later today. Have a great day. All right. We'll see you soon. Thanks. Who's got it better than us? Nobody.